She sat me down at the kitchen table, her eyes calm but rehearsed, like she had practiced this moment in the mirror. I knew what was coming. The problem was she thought I didn't. For weeks, I had been carrying a gnawing suspicion like a stone in my chest. At first, I chalked it up to paranoia, the kind of fear you push aside because you don't want to admit the cracks you're noticing might actually be fault lines. The late nights at work, the sudden bursts of laughter when her phone buzzed, the way she turned the screen slightly away from me. These weren't smoking guns, but they were sparks. And sparks, if left unchecked, burn down houses. I had loved Emily for 12 years. We built a life together out of mismatched furniture and too many cups of cheap coffee. We held each other through the storm of miscarriages, celebrated the little victories that only we knew mattered. She was my partner, my anchor. That's why the shift in her felt like standing on a ship where the floor slowly tilts under your feet, and everyone else insists the sea is calm. That night, I noticed the way she fussed with the place settings before sitting down across from me. No dinner, just 2 untouched glasses of water. Her silence weighed heavier than words. "Mark," she began, her voice soft but steady. "We need to talk." The phrase was so familiar, so cliché that it almost made me laugh. But my throat was too tight for humor. I leaned back, waiting. I think we've grown apart," she continued. "We're different people now. And I don't want to hurt you, but I don't think this marriage is what either of us needs anymore." Her tone was gentle, practiced, almost merciful. But the mercy was false, and I knew it. She wanted out, but not because we'd grown apart. No, this was about someone else. Someone who had been filling the spaces I used to occupy. I stared at her, searching her face for cracks. Is that really what this is about? Growing apart? Her eyes flickered, just for a second. And that was all I needed. The thing about betrayal is, it doesn't come crashing down like a hammer. It drips. It seeps in through the little holes, until suddenly you're drowning in it. For weeks, I had been quietly gathering evidence. A late-night phone bill that didn't match her story. A receipt for a hotel 2 towns over. A message on her laptop she forgot to close. I didn't confront her then, because I wanted her to show her hand first. She sighed, as if she had prepared for this resistance. "Mark, it's not about anyone else. It's about me. About us. Please don't make this harder than it has to be." Her plea sounded like compassion, but underneath it was manipulation. She wanted to control the narrative, to leave me believing she was doing this for noble reasons. But I had seen the truth spelled out in text messages. "Can't wait to see you again. I'll make an excuse." Her words, not mine. I leaned forward, elbows on the table. "Emily, if this is about your coworker, Jason, right? Then at least have the decency to say his name out loud." Her face drained of color. That was the first time I'd ever seen her lose composure. For a moment, she looked like a stranger sitting in my wife's skin. "You went through my things?" she whispered, half shocked, half guilty. "I went through the pieces of my life that you were tearing apart behind my back." I shot back. My voice cracked, but I didn't care. "Don't pretend this is about us growing apart. You made a choice. Just admit it." Tears welled in her eyes, but they didn't move me the way they once would have. Once upon a time, I would have killed to protect that sadness from ever touching her face. Now I saw it for what it was, a shield, a last defense. "Mark, I never meant to hurt you." Her voice broke. I stood up, the chair scraping loudly against the tile. "But you did. And you didn't just hurt me, Emily. You ended us." The silence that followed was absolute, except for the faint hum of the refrigerator. For years, this kitchen had been filled with laughter, arguments, shared secrets. Now, it was just an echo chamber for the sound of something breaking. I walked out before she could say another word. Out of the house, out of the lie, out of the version of life I had been clinging to. My legs felt like lead, but each step was lighter than the last. Betrayal doesn't end with fireworks or a dramatic explosion. It ends quietly, with a slammed door, a long walk, and the hollow realization that love, once broken, doesn't always come back. And as I left her behind, I knew this much. She thought she was one step ahead of me. But I had already let go.